Hello, beautiful goddesses. Here we are again at Wellness Wednesday. This is our second last one until I head over to the States for 3 weeks. So I wanted to chat today around all things poo, kind of more around gut health. I have had not only with my health coaching business, but just generally I've had people contacting me and having discussions around gut health, and that perhaps they're, introducing all of these great fermented foods, that they are having probiotics, that they're having kombucha and kimchi and all these amazing foods that, more fiber, maybe a fiber powder, things like that, but they're feeling like they're getting more bloating and diarrhea, constipation, gas, like whatever might be happening for you or other people. So I wanted to cover off on the 4 R's when it comes to gut health. Now it may be that if you find that you're introducing these foods and within about 7 to 10 days you haven't seen a difference and the symptoms are kind of staying the same or getting worse, it means that there is most likely an imbalance of your gut bacteria, or there may be something more going on with your gut, like SIBO, so small intestine bacterial overgrowth, candida, leaky gut. So please reach out to a health professional that can help you in that area. So I'm going to go through the 4 R's when it comes to gut health. We need to firstly remove, then we need to replace, then we need to re-inoculate, and then we need to repair. So if we look at the remove first, we need to remove those allergenic and these addictive foods that are throwing out that imbalance of that good and bad bacteria. So these are things like dairy, gluten, soy, coffee, alcohol, refined sugar, and corn. Now, I'm not saying forever, just for a certain amount of time, 30, 60, 90 days, just to allow the body to reboot and for the gut bacteria to rebalance, because what happens is certain foods that we eat will build different bacteria in our gut. So if we're having a lot of sugar, it's going to feed our sugar bugs, and they're going to just build and build and build and build, and we'll get more sugar cravings, and then it's an ongoing effect, and too much sugar can lead to candida or leaky gut or SIBO or things like that. So it's just ongoing. Now, what I love to suggest to clients is more of a rotation diet. So for 24 hours, have your beans and your grains, and then for 24 hours cut that out and see how you feel, because often with these gut issues, the sugar, even the sugar and the carbs and the starches, can exacerbate what's going on. So maybe cut out or significantly reduce those grains and starches to sugars just for a little bit to see how the gut responds, and then maybe introduce one thing. So maybe bring quinoa back in, see how you feel for 24 hours, then maybe bring rice in, so and then the beans, see how you go with that. So really focusing on removing those allergenic and addictive foods so the body can start to heal. Because if you start to put in next phase, replace, if you start to replace things and re-inoculate, third stage, by putting in more good stuff, that fiber, those probiotics, they can still feed the bad bacteria, and that's when we get those symptoms like gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation that we don't necessarily need, like cramps, things like that. So what we want to do is replace. Some people say to go for digestive enzymes. Some people don't believe in that because they think the belly doesn't do what it needs to. So try some digestive bitters is a really, really good option. So you can get dandelion, peppermint, elderflower, beets, like anything like that. Have a look for detox teas in your health food store, and just start to replace those allergenic foods like coffee and things like that with more herbal teas. If you like, you can also do some apple cider vinegar diluted in water before each meal, because what that happens is that has hydrochloric acid, which gets your digestive juices flowing, so it will help with breaking down food. So you might try apple cider vinegar or digestive bitters to do that. Be wary of apple cider vinegar with teeth enamel. I know that dentists can have a bit of a hissy over that, so just work out what works for your body. Re-inoculate. Okay, this is where we want to add in more of the good gut bugs. So this might be the stage once you've taken out, you've removed all those allergenic foods, you've replaced, so you've started to get some digestive bitters, some apple cider vinegar, is where you might start to re-inoculate. So you want to start to get some of those good bacteria in there. There are so many different thousands, millions, trillions of strains that do different things. chat to your healthcare professional about which one is going to be best for what you're going through. Happy to help if you want some guidance with that. Practitioner brands are the best, obviously, then health food, and then chemist, and maybe then other shelf brands. So just being mindful of what's in those products as well, whether it's genetically modified and so on. But what may happen is if you introduce those and you're finding you're getting those symptoms, it may mean that you still need to work on repairing the gut. So the final step is to start to repair the gut. And these are things like adding in things like your fermented foods, like your sauerkraut, your kimchi, your kombucha, adding, making sure you're having enough protein and healthy fats in your diet. And L-glutamine is a really great product that can help to seal the gut lining. So we not only want to heal by putting in really good bacteria and all the goodness inside, but we want to also seal the gut with things like L-glutamine. If you're an animal product person, you can use bone broths. Make sure that you're using organic cuts and things like that. You can also use veggie broths. Making sure you're having filtered water. And I think that's about it. So I hope that gives you guys a great idea on what might be happening. You're feeling like you're getting on track with your gut health, but then you're like, oh my gosh, 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. It's because there's still some balancing that needs to be happening within the gut and needs to happen in a process. We can't just go and overhaul because sometimes it's just too much for the belly, and those naughty little bugs in there want a piece of the action too, so they can build and grow off this good stuff we're adding in. So hope that helps, guys. Have a great Wellness Wednesday, and I'll chat to you all soon. Bye, everyone.